Particular have done a brilliant job through their academy pathways to really develop into genuine football states now.
Yep. Weller gives it over to Mosley, and his kick onto the chest nicely there of Matthew Hammelmann.
He's presented well early in this game, Hammelmann. That's only his first mark, but he's been in 4 or 5 contests already.
Yeah, he's been a target, hasn't he? Speaking of targets, he's trying to find one. Back is Stevenson for Queensland, and he rolls around quickly, wants to move it in, puts it out towards centre forward so his teammate can run onto it, and that teammate is Matthew Hammelmann again, presenting well.
I like him. I think he works to the football quite well, reads it, finds where the space is as a forward, which is difficult to do for young forwards. And you know, look, there's obviously not much of him yet, but I think there's plenty to work with there.
They need some reward for all these inside 50s. They've had 10, yet to kick a goal. So Hammelmann now to line up. And he needs it to just hold its line there, and it does for a little while, but hits the goalpost for another behind.
I mentioned
Cormack turned around, found himself in front, got the mark, and then lays it off and finds his target in the same man again, Matt Hamilton.
That's a really smart lead. Really smart where he went back to the goal square and then double backed at the kicker. Really, really smart lead there.
And as we touched on, they need to kick a goal here. He's had his opportunity before. Hammelmann, he has the one behind. It's a tight angle. The distance shouldn't be an issue. He'll kick from just inside 40 metres. Queensland down by 11 to bring it back to a 5-point game. It's close, but it's not close enough.
He probably needs to work on that kicking, but at 86 kilos, so he still needs a bit of meat on the bones. But here's that lead. It's a really, really smart lead.
10 seconds. They need a mark inside their forward 50 here. Hammelmann's at the back. Oh, Ryan thought he grabbed it. So too some of the New South Wales. On they go. Holding firm though, New South Wales probably could have given it off there. So it's a turnover here. Chance for Hammelmann. He's had his chances at goal, and that's his third behind. Yeah. But as you mentioned,
16, so super impressive athlete. His footy's getting better, and again, another one for the Giants to consider at the end of the year.
Well, when you've got speed like that, and you've got sort of a foot in the door at least, if you've got some skill to back it up.
Going to do something now, Queensland.
It'll take a good kick from here, though, won't it?
Yeah,
it's Hammelmann.
He can't put it top of the square. It's going to be outnumbered at the top of the square already, Queensland here. That's
where he goes. And hooks back and left to right. And exactly what happened.
Developing clubs, they tend to get more opportunity, of course, because it's a lot harder to break into Hawthorn and Sydney and these type of teams.
Hammelmann decides to lay it off, and good work by Queensland. I think it came over the top from Uber Gang to Mutu. Mutu's kick onto the chest of Hammelmann, and I guess he's due. Rama?
Well, he's definitely due. Probably this is, I reckon, his 5th shot at goal. He's kicked 3 behinds.
No,
I reckon he put one out in a full as well earlier. So, but all you can do is continue to present, and he's been able to do that. So, you know, I've mentioned it earlier. I just like the way he moves. I think there's a lot to work with this kid.
Time for him to stand up and kick a goal now. Distance again, not an issue. Just a question of accuracy. Likes it this time, and it's a timely one for Queensland as well. Just after that brilliant goal from Davis at one end, they answer very quickly at the other. Hammelmann gets his first.
I totally agree with what you're saying there, Rammer. He's an exciting prospect. There's no doubt about that. They're not going around falling out of trees at his size with his athleticism. We actually played him earlier in the year.
Hammelmann has been used in defence at times this year, but he was pretty prominent in attack on Saturday in a role that he's really good at.
Yes, I think this is a breakout performance by Matt Hammelmann. He's a lovely size. He really will be a unit when he fills out, because he's already 197 centimetres, so a lovely size for a key position. And he'll put some further weight on. He's about 86 kilos at the minute, but he can get separation off the opponents. He's got that burst of speed, and on Saturday he really put it together. 12 marks was the result of that, and of course he kicked 4 goals, but could have been 6 or 7. Just at times he got a bit close to the man on the mark when having those shots. So that combination of pace, mobility, agility, and I think the real confidence you'll get out of the way he played can really push him up to a next level. And as you pointed out, he played in defence for the AFL National Academy earlier in the year, so he shows he's got